We got to do this.
This may not be an option in the future, but I'll look into it.
Oh, we're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
Wait, since I started it, isn't it going to keep me as the main camera? Shouldn't that be Trent?
Yeah, whoever talks is going to go on.
All right, but
whoever talks.
Where's our chat log? That's what I want to know. We need to read from the loungers. We're live. We're live right now.
We're live. We're live. Welcome.
It says stop broadcast. I mean, folks, this is our first time doing this.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it another screen. We're on.
We're live.
We're on.
We're live.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop IMPACT Slammiversary 2019 review show. We're live. First time we got our faces on camera. Look at Kyle. He's looking like the scumbag he is. Look at that background. Jesus Christ, Kyle. What are you in a sewer? What the fuck is this?
This is my bedroom. No, this is
phenomenal.
This is the scumbag garage. What more?
I expected nothing less than that background.
The scummiest hat I could wear, the OVE hat.
Terrible. He's got an OVE hat, but that's good because we're gonna get into that OVE. That's excessive OVE, man. But guys, well, we got 7 people in the chat room right now. 8.
Nice.
My God, critical sting, man. Terry and Gordon message retracted. I wonder what he said. Damn, seems rough.
Who retracted what? Okay, finally found the link.
Okay, the link's on main page of YouTube.
That's right.
Let's wait.
This is classic live streaming. We have to sit and wait a minute for all the loungers to show up.
Everybody, we're waiting for you. It's
they'll come in.
They'll come in.
Jaybone,
right.
You want to sing and entertain the people for a few minutes, like when Kimona did the striptease? You want to get naked for us, Jaybone?
Oh, Jiminy Christmas! I can't do that, but I will. I mean, my face is naked. I shaved.
Shaved. He's looking good. Jaybone, you got a nice smooth shave on top too today, huh?
I waxed.
Very good. Good man. Clean.
Where's our chat log? I
go to the side, man. Yeah. Oh, you gotta go to the main YouTube page to the chat log. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Mike Larkin, what's up, dude? Jamal Francis is freaking out that he's seeing us. So I'm sorry for my lack of good camera. My camera blows. But guys,
it's all good.
All right, we're gonna start off. Let's kick it off, gentlemen. Slammiversary 2019 is in the books. We're here on the Impact Lounge. Total Nonstop Impact. Trent, Kyle, and Jaybone with you guys. We're going to break it on down. Quick recap, which fresh in our minds. It just happened. I'm still shaking. I'm still jittery. I'm still feeling the effects of that Tessa and Sami match, man. Good stuff. Guys, what do you guys think? Quick response. What do you guys think of the show? I'm not stars. I'm not doing a Meltzer star rating thing. Or what do you guys think of the show? Jaybone, quick response.
Man. It delivered. It was everything I wanted. And it's okay if your predictions don't come through because the action was just amazing.
Fantastic. Kyle, what'd you say? What do you think?
I mean, it's us. We're a bunch of guys. Let's admit it. We're a bunch of goddamn impact marks. So obviously, I loved the show. But to be specific, it was fantastic. It was a great show. Was it as good as last year's Slammiversary? Not sure. Needs a little bit to marinate. I need to do a second viewing after we're done recording this. But man, I loved the show. I thought it was great. That'll be one for the DVD collection.
No doubt. No, that's a DVD for sure. Hopefully I can pick up that DVD when they come to Chicago for Bound for Glory on October 20th, baby, which was announced tonight. Kyle, you're flying in for that one, right?
You're damn right I am, and I ain't paying for a hotel. I'm sleeping on your couch, Trent.
I got a couch right over here, a nice, beautiful, soft, comfortable couch, plenty of pillows, comforters, you name it, Kyle. It's all right there.
I will fight you for that couch. Seniority rules here, I think. No, I'm kidding.
Jaybone, you're driving in for that, right? That's safe to say you're an hour away. I can assume you're going to drive in.
I'm ecstatic. I've never been to a live Impact show. I'm going to do my damnedest. Well, we got to be smart about this. We can't all get separate tickets unless we do general admission.
Right.
Oh, you don't got to tell us that. Me and Trent have been down that road before. Going to shows together.
Bound for Glory.
Yes.
What a disaster.
I mean, ticket-wise. We can do that, and then just meet up and then all sit together, and that's fine unless we really go all out for this, but then we'll have to plan it differently. But I am ecstatic. How, guys, you may not have known me for a long time, but how long have I been begging fucking Impact to come to the Midwest again?
It's happening. It's happening. After a long time. I mean, look, Bound for Glory 2008 was in Chicago. I was there. And that was a long damn time ago. By the way, Critical Sting says Jaybone versus Kyle in a Full Metal Mayhem match for my couch.
hey, Jaybone, there's plenty of room for us to cuddle together, baby.
I got 2 couches. One's a smaller one. I mean, you guys can both really work this out.
Spoon me, bitch.
Yeah, you can be the big spoon.
All right, well, there you go. Big Spoon, Bound for Glory. Bound for Spoon is what that's going to be. Jaybone is currently dying of laughter.
This is why I don't eat popcorn live. Fuck
Critical Sting. I have a question for Critical Sting. In the chat comments here, Critical Sting wrote, Sami warned us, Moose warned us, Ethan Page warned us. What are you talking about? Warned us about what? Come on, Critical Sting.
What do we got there, Critical Sting? Tell us what you warned us about.
I haven't been on social media much today because I've been busy doing other shit.
Boys, let's jump in here while we're waiting for Sting to respond. Let's break it down. Oh, the opener that was added today. Yeah. We had an opener added today. We had
it was Willie changed.
Mack. It was changed. So yeah. So what was the deal originally here?
It was supposed to be TJP's open challenge.
Okay.
And then it turned into TJP coming out and, oh, by the way, this is a fatal 4-way for the just an X Division showcase like they have so many times in the past. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
It was fun. It was fun. We had TJP, Willie Mack. Jesus Christ, why am I blanking all of a sudden? Because it wasn't an announced match. I'm blanking. What the hell am I forgetting, guys? Somebody remind me here.
What? TJP, Trey, Jay Crist, and Willie Mack.
Jay Crist. Yeah, sorry, Trey and Jay Crist. My bad. 2 of my boys too. I'm feel bad about that. Sorry, I'm still reeling from a great show.
And I'm the old fart here. Jeez.
Yeah, geez, I don't know, man. I'm sober too. I'm totally sober. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm starting to believe that less and less, Trent. I think you're hitting the Rascalz stash, hanging out in that damn treehouse. How do you think I got them to record that little intro for us? That's what I'm saying. You had to slip them, a couple doobies.
No. I don't do those things. I'm a good kid. But hey, that opener, pretty nuts. Willie Mack taking the win, dude. I didn't see that coming, guys. What do you think, Jaybone? That was kind of interesting, huh?
I mean, if you look at the stats and you look at how they always say, well, he's got like 100-pound weight advantage and all that kind of shit. It's like, if you look at that, then it's not a surprise, but because he can do all the shit that they can do. Yeah, maybe not as fast, but he can do it. And that's what's the most amazing thing about Willie Mack. So they all put 1,000% into this match. It was so great to see TJP on this stage. I was probably the most excited about that because I think we're gonna see him sign. Honestly, I don't think nothing's been said officially yet, but damn, that was just. I didn't care who won this because I love all these guys, but man, for Willie Mack to shine in this moment and get the win, that might line up something in the future for him versus Rich Swann.
Rich.
Yeah, and I've been dying to see that too. So
now let me counterpoint. Who do you think would be the good guy in that? If it goes down that road, would Willie Mack, turn on Rich, or would Rich turn on Willie? I mean, Rich is the one with the X Division, championship, and Willie Mack's the one, grinding his teeth.
I'm going for Willie with the turn.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I'd actually would go with Rich because he's kind of healing it up in MLW lately. Which is crazy. He does shit and gets the crowd pissed off at him, and it's like, whoa, because we've loved watching Rich Swann on any stage, and just it's fun to cheer him on. He's so charismatic, entertaining.
Yep.
And then to see him turn hits, either way. I'd go with Rich.
Cool.
So Jerry Campos just wrote in the chat, I love that attire on Killer Kross. He got it from an old school Slayer album. Trent, you're the metal expert. I was thinking like a King Diamond, like reminded me of like the guy from Cradle of Filth. I was trying to figure out what it was, but he's saying it was from a Slayer album.
It came from the Diabolis and
Musica
album.
Yeah, that's one of the few Slayer albums I own. I'm very weird on my super heavy metal, but yeah, it's a very different one. It's less speed metal, more. No, it's not at all. Yeah, but I love that one.
Yeah, it's a good album. I think it definitely is. He said something online. Somebody said you got that from. I forgot what they said. He answered. He said it's a little bit of Pillman and a little bit of somebody else. I don't know what he was saying, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hang on. Yep. Slow down.
Yeah, I'm reading the Loungers comments in real time here, Trent.
You're in charge of that.
The Loungers are number one.
Absolutely.
Jerry's usually all over the place. It's all good.
Thanks, Jerry. Guys, tag team title 3-way. The next one, it was the North defending their newly won belts, which they won at Bash the Brewery, which was crazy. I love that they changed the title. Bash the Brewery.
That still just completely blows me away.
I love it. I love when you have that unpredictability because everybody went in going, they're not going to win. They wouldn't change a belt this close to the pay-per-view, but shit, shocked everybody. Nobody saw it coming, man. I love when they do shit like that. That to me is how you got to do it. You got to make your house shows unpredictable. The North, as the thing is saying, the North. Is that how I say it? Do I sound like that? I don't know. The North.
The North.
But hey, great match though. Now Santana got injured in this. They put up the X. I don't know if it's legit. I mean, they had Dr. Ariel come out, who's I don't think he's a real doctor, unless he's the real doctor who knows how to take a bump because he took that F5. Dr. Ariel came out. Santana, what do you guys think? Really hurt? Not? The North retained here.
I have not seen Dr. Ariel's paperwork, so
I don't know.
I don't know if that's how they. I hate to think extreme here. Like, fuck it, I'll just say it. I think this might be how they write him out of the company.
Damn.
So you're running with that theory, Jaybone, that L.A.X. is leaving. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going there until it happens because I don't want L.A.X. to go anywhere.
I don't, but I understand if they want to move on to bigger and better things. I'm not going to criticize them for wanting to do that because they got families to take care of.
Well, Critical Sting just wrote in the chat, Santana did just come back from an ACL injury.
Yes, he did.
But but you make a good point about throwing up the X. I feel like nowadays, since fans caught on to that, is the universal sign of, oh shit, this guy's really hurt. I feel like they throw it in once in a while just to suspend our disbelief, So who knows? Could be an angle, but I don't know how that's going to write them off. I don't know.
I got to know.
Then what do you do with Ortiz?
I got to see how Kyle feels about the Rascalz not winning the belts, man. Kyle, those are your inspirations, your heroes, your buddies.
Oh yeah. For the potheads, man, do it for the weed culture. But Mr. Mike 307 just wrote in the chat, I would love to see LAX in NXT. No,
absolutely not.
No.
Why would they go to NXT? They're established all over the world. Who needs to go to NXT? What the hell was that?
Getting phone calls over here, dude.
That's your ringtone?
That's the default ringtone. I'm not 12, Trent. I'm not changing my ringtone.
You got default. Like the most generic ringtone?
Yeah, it's the one the phone came with.
I'm surprised you didn't change it to like a theme, like an entrance music or something.
I have the best ringtone ever.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear it?
While you're pulling that up, I like to share that my girlfriend's alarm tone is Moose's theme song because she says it totally wakes her up.
Yep, I told you, Trent. Anybody who's been listening for a while knows this ongoing fiasco.
Believe me, I got my balls broke about it today with all the guys over for the show. She was here too.
You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
For this?
Demolition, baby. Demolition.
Hell yeah.
I need to get that ringtone. I want to wake up to that. All right, guys, let's keep it moving here. Let's keep it moving. I want, before we wrap up on the tag, though, Rascalz rematch at some point. I mean, I think they have an opening to say we lost it in a 3-way. We want a 1-on-1. I mean, the Rascalz got to get a run at this at some point. They're too hot right now. What do you guys say, Kyle?
Yeah, definitely down the line. But, I just want to throw in there. I did really, really enjoy this match, and I got to give props where props are due. We needed a tag team like the North. I mean, they're legitimate heavyweight guys. They have something that has been missing from the tag division. Now, L.A.X is great. I love L.A.X. Probably one of my favorite tag teams. But I like to see some legitimate heavyweight guys. You know what I mean? They're not high flyers. They're skilled wrestlers. Yep. Go out there, talk a lot of shit, kick ass. But they're more. What's the word I'm looking for? They're more. They're like a wrestler's wrestler. And L.A.X is great. But this is a different style, total different style, and they're legitimate. When you see them cutting promos and out there in the ring, you believe them. They're those guys, and I'm happy to have the North for a long time. But Rascalz, love the Rascalz, but I think the North is going to have a nice long reign. It's going to be a while until anybody takes these straps off, in my opinion.
All right, cool. Let's keep it moving here, guys. Kross, Eddie Edwards. This one. We got to take a little minute on. This one was insane.
Surprised me.
Very.
The ending really surprised me.
Well, I really felt like circulating with Kross and everything. That wasn't as surprising with all those rumors going around.
Well, that's true. But if you're trying to get someone to stay and keep them happy, and we don't know all the details.
True. This could be totally like in just one step in this whole feud.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to go. I mean, Bound for Glory is in just a couple of months.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And I was just surprised at the finish. I liked the finish, but I was very shocked at it. The fact that Eddie Edwards stabbed Kross in the face with Kenny. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, that was brutal, man. Brutal match.
Just the build up. I just felt like Kross, especially with the last couple promos that Kross cut, I felt like Kross was really on his way to sink his teeth into a win here. But
yeah, no doubt. Kyle, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I have to mention what Jaybone said about Eddie stabbing Killer Kross down the throat with Kenny. Not surprised. Would you expect anything less? I mean, at this point, No,
man, that was brutal.
Killer Kross. They don't call him Killer Kross for no reason. But I got to say, great storytelling. On another level, man. Eddie and Killer Kross are on a whole different level. Really, really good match. First blood, don't see that too often. Special attraction, I'd say. But overall, man, definitely one to remember, I'd say. And agreed. I thought Killer Kross was going to come up on top, but there's a lot of rumors about Killer Kross and his current situation within the company. So sometimes that kind of translates into the booking of the show, I'd say. But who's to say? We'll see where they go. But man, Killer Kross with the face paint, man, badass, fucking badass.
Yeah, he looked brutal, man. That was the guy I was watching with a bunch of the AEW crew. The crew was over here. Girlfriend was here. She didn't like the face paint though. I said, you don't understand, babe. You don't get it.
She dates a guy in a metal band. What do you mean she didn't like it?
She didn't get it. She doesn't get it, man. She's from Hawaii, man. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get that evil, brutal darkness that Killer Kross is.
It looks similar to what he did down in AAA because he showed up in some kind of like black face paint and stuff. Yeah, he's got it in one of his promo videos. Just look at his social media and it'll pop up in his highlights. But so it looks similar to that. But wow, yeah, I loved it. They told a good story, and this was a great end to this chapter.
Yeah. Like I said, it could be shit. It could be just one step in the chapter. Who knows? They could be going on this, but we'll find out. We'll see where they go.
Let me see what the loungers are saying right now in the chat.
Check in.
Hakeem Fullerton writes, Eddie sacrificed Kenny to make Kross bleed. Mr. Mike 307 writes, my ringtone is Charlotte's theme. Come on, man. Stay with the impact here. Stay with the impact here. You can do whatever you want, Mike. We're glad you're even watching and listening. Critical Sting, Reverend Kross, 3rd chapter, verse 16 of Tollman's.
Ooh, is that really a Bible thing?
I guess so. Mr. Mike 307 writes, Impact needs to take care of Killer Kross. And Paul Nelson says, hi, Uncle Big T. Cool Kyle. Trent, do you have a nephew? Says Uncle Big T.
Oh, that's I'm I talk to Paul all the time. He calls me Uncle, so that's
Uncle Bone, Uncle Jaybone.
I'm his Uncle Jaybone, and
I'm Big
Trent
T.
is Big T, and Kyle is Kyle. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
What's up, Paul? Much love.
Terry and Gordon writes, what's next for Eddie? Mr. Mike writes again, Killer Kross, Moxley, and Scarlett could be a hell of a stable. Michael Cheney writes, I thought a very good story plot was when Eddie broke Kenny and said, I love you before it. That was cool. Really cool storytelling.
I didn't catch that. He said that to Kenny? I totally didn't catch that, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whoopsie, our boy Whoopsie. What's up, Whoopsie? He writes, Taya is on fire. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. He wrote Taya Eternal Champ. Mr. Mike followed up with Taya is on fire. La Huera Loca, man. I'm on the Slamtown train, folks. No lies about it. I am on the Slamtown train.
Right.
Kyle, I got to say, one of the guys who was over here today, my boy Rob, was he's like, you know what my favorite part about Taya is? He goes, my girlfriend, everybody goes, what, her boobs? He goes, no, well, those are good too, but no. He's like, the La Huera Loca. He's like, I can't get enough of it. He loves the soundbite. He's like, I can't get enough of that. We were just doing it the whole match.
No lie, Trent. The second you said boobs, we went up 4 viewers. So I guess that's boobs sell. We went from 40 to 44 the second you said boobs.
Every 3 minutes, we'll say the word boobs.
Yep. Critical Sting writes, Huera Loca over Lucha Royalty. I guess I agree with that. So
we'll see, guys. It was a great match. I think Kross and Eddie was a fantastically brutal match. It was intense, beat the shit out of each other. The two of them looked like they were trying to kill each other. I love matches like that. Just hard-nosed brutality. All right, let's keep it going, boys. We got next one, I believe, in order if we're going in order, was RVD and Moose.
Yes.
Thoughts on this? This one, I loved the outcome. I'm like, finally, we got RVD being used to get over the young guy. This was built. Moose was strong in the build. He was going in real confident. If he lost, I think it would have killed it completely. It would have killed his momentum. Moose winning this match is huge for him. This is a big crowning achievement for Moose, especially from last year, coming off the loss of last year. This is the greatest thing, and I think one of the best outcomes of this show to lead into a lot. I see Moose really flying after this.
Did you catch that RVD promo before the match?
Oh, dude, he was he was fucking rambling for like 3 minutes, and like Melissa Santos is just like looking at the camera like.
He was a little out of it. It was a little out of it, I gotta say.
It was like a 5-minute promo. I'm like, we're all watching. We're like, what the fuck? What is he even saying at this point? What are they saying?
I'd probably cut that one from the DVD. No offense to a legend like Rob Van Dam. It's like a decorated veteran right there. But,
oh my god!
He seemed like he didn't know what was going on. Like I mean, just
I was not impressed with that interview. I was like, no, that's that just and honestly, and I might get a little flack for this. I feel like his whole run lately, I mean, there were some fun moments with Sabu and the ECW classics. Don't get me wrong. Okay, that was fun. I did like that. But that interview kind of summed up his whole attitude and his run lately. Honestly.
I hate to say that because I want to put a positive spin on it, but I can't help but think he's kind of just showing up and collecting a paycheck. But he's old. I mean, I don't know. His matches are great, but there was no passion in that promo, man. There was no passion in that interview at all.
Look into the camera and smile and talk to the fans that are there to see you. Don't be like, yeah, I'm fighting Moose and I don't really know what the hell to say because I smoked a little shit earlier and I really shouldn't have because I'm getting paid tonight. I mean, whoops. It's like, come on.
Unless they're telling him play up the stoner thing, man. Otherwise, terrible promo. But the match was good.
But a hell of a match. Too much in the promo. Just
the match was great.
But hell of a match. I gotta say though, I was worried that Moose would lose the match, and I think that would have been you'd send a bad message. I mean, like I said, love RVD, but Moose had to win. We've said that leading up to this. Moose needed this.
Yeah, had to win, man. You want to read some of these comments here, Kyle, real quick? Comment.
Hey, what did you guys think about Moose's tribute to Cameron, the pink gear? Pretty dope.
Who was that a tribute to?
All right, Trent. I know you're Mr. Heavy Metal. Cameron. You never heard of Cameron?
Oh, Cameron. Yeah, the rapper. It's like CAM''RON, right?
Cameron, bro.
Yeah, I got it.
Diplomats, bro. Fucking Children of the Corn, man. You got to get up. I'll send you some good Cameron tracks, man. I'll put you on. But let's see what the loungers are saying. Terry and Gordon writes, RVD got done smoking weed. It's a fair assessment there.
Yeah, I think we're pretty right on that.
Critical Sting wrote, RVD had Cha-Cha Gama's hookah. I don't know about that. If he had Cha-Cha Gama's hookah, I don't think he would have made it down the ramp. We saw what the Old Country Blend can do to him, man. No
Cha-Cha Gama said they used to wrestle for hours at a time after the Old Country Blend. No.
Hakeem, our boy Hakeem, one of our lounger, like a Gold Star lounge member, Hakeem Fullerton writes, what, ... a young guy getting over an established name in TNA is something that the smart marks would say. This isn't even TNA. All right, Hakeem, I love you, but we don't say TNA. This is Impact. Damn it.
I think he's being facetious on what the smart marks would say.
Oh
yeah. He's just
being funny. Hakeem knows it's Impact.
Well, that's the problem with reading text. I can't sense sarcasm all the time because I'm just
we know Hakeem though. Come on,
we need to start answering phone calls. We got to get the all that phone call thing going. All right, so Mr. Mike writes, RVD needs to hang it up. Then he follows up with RVD needs to retire, and Matt Riddle should retire him. Well, he's the new generation of wrestling stoner. I guess that's what he means. So
I told the Matt Riddle story when I had Matt Riddle in the car with me. I told that story on
But before RVD bounces this vet run, I got to see him interact with the Rascalz. He's got to show up in the treehouse. It's got to happen.
Doubt.
Yep,
no
Terry
doubt.
Gordon writes, Moose is a beast. Whoopsie writes, Cameron, 3 laughing emojis. Hakeem writes, what's worse, RVD's promo at Slammiversary or Jeff Hardy at Victory Road 2011?
Oof, tough decision. All right, cool. Thanks for those comments, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Let's keep going here, though. Let's see. Next was, I believe this was the X Division match next. Nope. Swann and Johnny, right? That was next after that one.
Monsters Ball.
I'm sorry. Monsters Ball. My bad. I thought I had my notes right. Monsters Ball.
Sorry.
Taya, Jessica Havok, Sue Young, Rosemary. I put this in my Twitter. I think it's one of the best knockouts matches I've ever seen in my entire life. Hands down. They beat the shit out of each other. And it was like, dude, it blew my mind. I was like, this is an incredible match. I love all of them. They all delivered today. I'm blown away by this one. And the retention by Taya, she snuck in there with a great retention. I love that the way she did it. That top rope tombstone by Jess onto Sue. I thought she killed her. That was brutal. And then the way you saw throughout the other side, the chair just come knock out Jess, and then Taya takes the pin. Awesome. Beautiful. La Huera Loca forever.
La Huera scumbag, man. She's scumming her way to the top. I love it. I love it.
Scumbag of the year.
You know, she survived the Hot Topic gauntlet. That's what I wrote online. You know,
I'm gonna see her on Friday at AAW in Milwaukee, and she told me she's gonna slap the shit out of me.
All the shit
you've done, Kyle, for all the shit you've done.
No,
slap me.
Don't blame it on me, Trent. Don't blame it on me.
I gotta take a bump.
Well, I got to make sure that our buddy Basil or somebody gets a video of that. We can't miss out on that footage. Trent getting smacked up by the queen of Scumtown herself.
She's going to hit me.
But I got to say, though, this match stole the entire show for me. If you're going to ask me at the end of the show, what was my favorite match? The Knockouts Monsters Ball, man. This was
stole the show.
Not in any other wrestling company are you going to see promoters let the women go out there and just do what the men do. Very rarely do we see women do hardcore stuff, if at all, in WWE or anywhere else. They let the women go out there and do what the fuck they do. There was no limitations because they're women wrestlers. Impact's like, fuck that. We're letting them go out, thumbtacks, chairs, everything. And like you said, that tombstone, that was brutal. But
on the tax,
on top of that,
on the tax was for sure.
That and Rosemary getting a curb stomp.
Oh man, dude,
face in the tax. I was like,
getting curb stomped into tax. I mean, come on, this was the show stealer for me. And sure, I'm a sucker for some hardcore garbage wrestling, as like Jim Cornette or somebody would call it, but
Outlaw Mud Show.
Just seeing the women out there, it was fresh and new. Because, like, I mean, you've seen dudes have these type of matches millions of times, but to see the Knockouts in a Monsters Ball, it was a spectacle. It was truly a spectacle, and it lived up to the hype. It exceeded my expectations. Everybody out there Man, I got such more love and respect for all these athletes after this. Su Yung, Rosemary, Havok, Taya, Valkyrie. Match of the night for me, boys. That's two scums up. Two scums up.
For those who didn't think Taya could go full hardcore and follow through and, really participate fully in this match, I think she earned a whole new level of respect from many fans tonight.
Absolutely.
I've seen it before. I knew she could do it because I've seen her stuff in AAA and Lucha Underground. I've seen Cage put her through a stack of tables off of the top of a flipping cage. I knew she had it in her, and I was just dying to see what she was going to do in this match. And everyone just a great match.
Let me check in with the loungers. That's what we'll every time we cover a match, at the end of the match, I'll just check in with the loungers. Let's
read about three comments or so, and we'll keep going.
2 or 3. The loungers got a lot to say, Trent. Whoopsie writes. Whoopsie writes, the way Taya retained was scumbag of the week worthy. I agree with that. Critical Sting writes, women's Revo, what? Mr. Mike writes, I'm in love with Rosemary, but I'm happy for Taya. Mr. Mike, that chair came from out of nowhere. Hakeem Fullerton, one of the best Monsters Ball matches to involve the Knockouts. Hakeem follows up with, I hope we get to see an interview between Trent, Kyle, and Taya on the Impact Lounge. Oh, man.
I think we should do it.
That sure would be something. One more I got to throw in there. Duke Togo 13 writes, in WWE, I don't think you even see the men do the sequences as violent as the Knockouts did tonight. For sure. Top turnbuckle, tombstone onto tax. Ooh.
Oh, tombstone for sure.
Yeah, they were nice.
And also, Dead Punk Cage writes, Rosemary dedicated that match to Abyss on Twitter. That's awesome.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Very cool. All right, so now I think the order was Swann and Johnny, X Division title, right? This was.
Oh, you got to mention that hilarious promo before the match with Johnny Bravo and Johnny, singing all night long and their heads panning back and forth. That was fucking hysterical. Dude, I love Johnny Bravo. It's so funny because on this podcast, we were so critical of Johnny Impact in the beginning when they just had him as a clean babyface. We were, to be honest, we were shitting him on this pod. We were shitting on the guy on this podcast every single week. But as soon as they gave him that douchey heel asshole, character, the pretty boy character, he started taking it to another level. And then you throw Johnny Bravo into the mix, gold. I hate to say it, but these guys are like some of my favorite on the roster now. And it's ironic because we were beating on them so bad. But man, Johnny Bravo is fucking hysterical, Trent.
He's great, man.
He's fucking funny.
He's fantastic, man. Johnny Bravo is fantastic. But this match, total surprise, man. I did not see Swann retaining. I thought Johnny was going to take it. But I got to say, man, that last sequence by Swann had everybody in my living room. We all jumped. We all were frozen. That
insane. That
kick combo and cutter and flip. What in the fuck, man? That guy, I mean, he's had the title since January. He's on a 7-month reign right now. And it's like, I don't think anybody should take it off me. I mean, he's killing it. There's no reason to change it from Rich Swann. The guy is killing it right now. I loved it. I love this match. I couldn't find only thing I found wrong with this match. There was a point where Swann hit the cutter on Johnny, and he was going to go for the flip, the 360 or the 450 flip, and Johnny so blatantly just got into position. Like, did you guys see that? Like, he just literally like.
I'm a stickler for that too in a match where you see somebody perfectly roll right into the spot. I mean,
I was like, come on, dude! Like, you literally move like your head into a different direction.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, on the fly though, what is he supposed to do? You know, it's. I guess
you got to commit to the wrong position at that point, man.
Yeah.
It was too goddamn obvious. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But
two 5-star athletes, man. Two guys on the top of their game. Just like it's like, I hate to use the Hardy's quote, but it's like poetry in motion, like acrobatics. Like, it's art, dude. That's wrestling elevated into art. Those are.
Jay, your thoughts on this one?
Oh man, and honestly, they put out a 5-star match in my opinion. They told a great story. I think though what Johnny Bravo at ringside added to it was absolutely hilarious. When he was like fanning him, Johnny, and then he'd go up to him when he was like, coming back to normal, and then he'd take the bandana or
polish the abs,
polishing the abs. I've never seen that before. I was like, what the hell? His abs are fine. Oh my god, he's
amazing.
That was $1 million. I loved it.
I love the transition to manager. It's awesome.
He's doing great. He's a great. Because I didn't know how in depth of a person he was going to become. I didn't know his past. I only know him as a ref, and to see him, this whole new side of him is just like, whoa, where was this guy? It's great,
Yeah, he was a wrestler too. He was a wrestler.
And that's the thing. He knows how to tell the story.
Oh, for sure.
He's smart enough. He's not just an in-ring, communicator between the guys and everything that the refs do and all that. And he's actually helping Johnny Impact at ringside. And I love the manager role.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he really classified him as that, but I'll call it a manager role.
It's a manager role, but. Guys, I don't know, man. Where do you Rich? I think should keep going. Rich, I think we're right. The Willie feud might be inevitable, but where do you see Johnny going from here? I mean, he's kind of the X Division pursuit's gone. He's not in the title picture. Where does Johnny go? I'm kind of puzzled where we put Johnny now.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's going to be interesting to see. I'm totally lost on where do you put Johnny. Loungers, if you guys got any feedback what to do with Johnny, throw it in the comments. I'm curious where we go with Johnny. But Kyle, go read off a few comments before we get to Elgin and Cage here.
Check in with the Loungers. Mr. Mike writes, I think Johnny wasn't comfortable holding the main championship. I think he likes to be in the mid-card. Hakeem Fullerton writes, I hope Johnny continues to fight in the X Division. Tony ESTXX writes, Slammiversary was awesome, and I met Jimmy Jacobs. That's cool. Good old Jimmy Jacobs. Critical Sting writes, how the fuck do you do a Phoenix Splash without the ropes?
Unreal. That was crazy.
Dead Punk Gage writes, the stuff with Johnny Bravo this past Friday on Impact was gold. He's starting to find his own voice. Terrion Gordon writes, the X Division title means more than the world title. I don't know about that. Mr. Mike writes, Matt Seidel should return and beat Swann. We got another good one here. Duke Togo 13 writes, Johnny was also blowing Morrison some kisses. Don Callis commented, love is a powerful thing. That was funny as hell when he was blowing the kisses at him.
It was hilarious. Yeah, that too. I forgot he was blowing kisses and like, he'd do something for Johnny and then he'd blow kisses on the camera and shit. It's like, what the hell?
Dead Punk Cage writes, Johnny never got his title rematch from Cage, and then Look Alive Lester writes, throw Johnny into the intergender mix. Why not? Start fighting chicks. Why not?
Yeah, listen.
I don't think you want to overdo that. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they should introduce like an intergender championship or anything like that. I think it was a special story between Sami Callihan and Tessa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't have to go that far with the intergender title or anything like that. I think that's going a bit far. But Johnny, man, I'm a bit lost what to do with him. We'll see where we go. I think the next tapings will be curious. So we'll have to kind of stay tuned on Johnny. But all right, next one, guys. So this wasn't the main event. The world title, not in the main event, semi-main. I thought it was really cool. They went with the main, what the main ended up being. But Cage and Elgin, after all that build, Cage being out, the injury, Elgin running havoc on the company. What, dude? The first comment I had was like, this is like Godzilla versus Mothra, man. The way they were just coming at each other like two beasts, just clobbering each other, beating the shit out of each other.
It was my match of the night.
Yeah, all right. Jaybone's putting it down match of the night right now. So that was
for me personally. I mean, that's hard, but man, the story, like, and I know I repeat myself with this, but the story they told in the ring,
that Jaybone analysis, baby, we need to hear.
Looking at Elgin kick Cage's ass, and we knew Cage was coming in, if not still injured, he's hurt. We all knew that, and from a guy watching this match that's had 3 back surgeries, it was emotionally almost difficult for me to watch because everything that Cage felt, I felt. I was like, I just, you twitch, you jump, you're like, oh God, just, and the facial expressions on Cage's face is just, oh my God. I can't believe he won. Honestly, I'm glad he won. I was shocked.
Yeah,
but damn, I wrote down one word: crazy. It was just
crazy.
It's great to see heavyweight wrestling, back at the forefront. But like you, Jaybone, you took the words out of my mouth. But I felt the same. But I just want to make a point here, and I also want to see what the loungers have to say about it. Were they wrong in running this not as the main event? Do you think that this should have closed the show instead of Tessa and Sami? But I mean, I feel like that was more of a social statement, kind of like a woman power, girl power, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it. I think I'm a big stickler for the world title being the main event. I always have been.
I don't know why they felt that had to go before Tessa and Sami, which, like I said, I get it. I think it was just to give Tessa a real special moment. So
absolutely. She is a crown jewel of the company. It's progressive to have that as the main event. I think it was a very progressive move on Impact's part, and I think it was huge for Sami Callihan. So let's get into that. Let's break that down. That'll be the last match, but just let's put a bow on the Elgin and Cage. Fantastic. I think Cage is obviously back. Elgin can definitely go into a lot of directions from here, kind of work his way back up thing. He started a lot of feuds on the way to the title. Elgin, I think, is in a good spot. He's almost going to be like, because he was going against Callis. We had that Rhino run-in. Obviously.
Trent, you don't know if that was Rhino.
Well,
he was wearing a mask.
That
very well could have been the alpha male Monty Brown who botched the pounce just a little bit, and it happened to look like a gore or a spear.
I don't know. I recognize those quads anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Those
Trent,
big quads.
Trent, I thought it was you for a second.
These sexy quads. Get up on camera, show these quads, baby.
Oh yeah. But
I want to give my 2 cents on this because I want to get out of here. I should say I have to get out of here, unfortunately.
Jaybone's got to go.
I feel like them putting Callihan and Tessa in the main event was a very progressive, very positive move for the company. That they made history tonight.
Yeah,
big time.
No doubt about
They didn't just do Alicia Edwards versus Glenn Gilberti as a main event and say, "Ooh, we're special." No, they told a story about, you know, the whole Sami Tessa story. It was put together well through the show, through social media, everything. Yep. And Sami did a great job. I'll say this, and hoping not to get too much flack. I hate being right. This is a moment where I was hoping that I wasn't going to be right, but I was right when I picked Sami to win this one. I didn't think I was going to be right, but I was. I just sat here like this for like 5 minutes after he won, just like, damn. I was like, but they had a great match, and I was so happy. I was excited for both of them. You know, I felt like, you know, as far as the win, I'm still a little. Did they do the right thing? But I still loved it. I'm don't take it as I'm angry. It's just, it just shocked me, you know, just the way the match went. I really thought Tessa was going to win. Yeah,
it blew my mind. I thought the cherry on top of the story was Tessa did it. Tessa overcame Sami, but
you got to show
sometimes in life things don't always pan out perfectly.
Right,
but
you got to show she's got her vulnerability too.
Yes, yeah, exactly. She's gonna fight. You know, she's gonna fight another day. I totally get that. But before we let Jaybone get out of here,
Sami needed that win, though. Yeah, he honestly did.
Huge. I think this puts Sami in the title picture.
Yeah, but I want to take a step back, though. We can't just glance over it and move on. If Rhino was the guy in the mask,
gotta be Rhino. It's gotta be.
But are you guys with or against that? Because a lot of people are annoyed on Twitter. I follow the hashtag throughout the show. Look, I like Rhino, and I get there's storyline reasoning there. I mean, go back to ECW, Rhino and Cyrus, who was Don Callis at the time, was the network's favorite monster. I believe Don Callis helped Rhino win. Was it the ECW Television Championship or their heavyweight? Trent,
he was the heavyweight. But
okay,
I think he beat RVD for the TV title too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so I get there's a connection there, you know, in a wrestling world, but I don't know if bringing in Rhino, it seems like the wrong place at the wrong time, because they just got out of the Philadelphia ECW thing. Some of it is still carrying over up until very recently. It's just like, you're kind of sending a funny message. Like, is this an ECW reunion every week? I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides of the argument. Let me pass it around, boys. Are you guys with or against Rhino back in the fold? If, because we don't even know. If, like I said, it could be Monty Brown.
I'll say this, then I gotta exit.
Yep.
He's not eating bologna sandwiches on Monday Night Raw with Heath Slater anymore. So
was that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That was my reason. That was one of my many reasons for stop watching WWE for well over a half a year. Rhino was sitting there eating bologna sandwiches, and I was like, "You fucking idiot!" Yeah, I was like, "No, I can't." Between that and the pancakes, I'm like, "I'm out of here." So if he's back to kick ass, and I mean kick ass, I'm good with it. And on that, I gotta get out of here. Peace, love you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Jaybone. Thank you.
Hit the death button on Jaybone.
Follow him at Jaybone5150 on Twitter.
He just fell through the trap door. I pressed the button.
Boom.
Like Dr. Evil. He just went through the floor into the.
Kyle, I'm gonna say this though. A Rhino, like a brutal. Like, he's older now too. Remember, I mean, ECW was goddamn 20 years ago, but a unleashed Rhino, like at his peak, just brutal. I mean, he was an Impact, you know, he was in TNA, and he was former NWA champion in 2005.
He actually threw the ECW championship in a garbage pail.
That's right.
On fire in like 07. I recall that.
Doesn't get mentioned enough, but dude, Rhino's fantastic. He's still in great shape. I think we talk about it at AEW a lot because he used to come in back in the day before I worked for the company, but Rhino's one of those guys who you can put him against anybody, and you'll get a solid match and a solid program out of him. Like, he's one of those guys. He's just that guy. He's like, put Rhino against anybody. You don't have to worry about it. It's set. It's good. It's going to work out.
So
Rhino's handling it.
Rhino versus Elgin. That's going to be the program.
Another Haas match. Dude, I'm down. I'm in for that, man. It's almost like Elgin's like the new Rhino in a way. He's like this generation's big, thick Haas, That's what Rhino was for a long time. Just let him go at it. I'm down.
But I had to step back there for a second. But dude, Tessa versus Sami, very special match. Great story. But you know what kind of got me about that match, Trent?
What's that?
I feel like Sami showing some respect and heart at the end of, when it's all said and done is a little out of Sami's character for me. I mean, the guy is supposed to be a total fucking scumbag. Like, I was expecting her to do that, then punt her, or bash her with his bat,
Just fucking jab her one good one right there. But no, maybe it was a bit of a face turn. See what I did there?
I don't want face Sami. What makes him special is he's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a scumbag. I mean, scumbags recognize each other.
Come on, man. I love scum. I love scumbags. I live for scumbags. But, I just
inspiration. I
don't know. I mean, but people love those moments in wrestling where it's like, just like step back for a second and, respect. Give respect where respect is due.
I'm going to say this, man. I'm calling it right now. Sami elevating to the world title picture. Sami, Cage, Bound for Glory, Chicago. Trent and Kyle in the front row.
Hey, Trent and Kyle in the front row.
Jaybone's coming too.
The Impact. What about BQ? You think BQ?
I think he's coming up. I think he already tagged me in something online that he's like, I'm going to make it up because he's just like 4 hours south of Chicago.
All right. So while we're on the discussion here, loungers, let us know right now. Are you going to be making the trip out to Chicago? I'm coming from Long Island. I got to pay for a plane ticket. We all should. As a team, we should get like a party bus. Get all the loungers in the bus.
I'm going to call right now. Any loungers who are coming from out of town, let's all get out and get some stuffed crust, deep dish, Chicago goddamn pizza, Kyle.
Trent's paying. All on Trent.
It's all on BQ. This is BQ's thing. Boss is going to pay for it. It's a business expense.
Yes, it's on BQ's lounge company account. It's on the company business card. That's right.
Let's do it. Mark B in the comments says he's coming to Chicago. Mark B, we're going out for pizza. Brother, whoever's coming to Chicago, we're going. Kyle's never been to Chicago. He's about to have his last breath in Chicago because we're gonna tear this town apart.
No, but I'm not going into the other side of Chicago, Trent.
Not the west side.
Staying out of the west side. That's
the west side. Can't go to Inglewood. Deep fish, baby.
Staying out of Chief Keef neighborhood for sure. But
cool, man. Well, that was it. That was Slammiversary 2019, Slam 17, the 17th Slammiversary from Impact Wrestling. What a great show. Kyle, I was saying this earlier today, man, that I feel that even though Bound for the Glory was always hyped as like their big show, I feel like Slammiversary is taking it over. It just feels more special, man. Slam just every year is just becoming more and more the show, the must-watch show.
Yeah, we've talked about that so many times that like in the old regime, Bound for Glory was the big show. It was the Super Bowl. It was the WrestleMania. But since the new regime has set in, it's like they flipped that. Slammiversary is the big event, and Bound for Glory feels like a secondary event.
Yeah.
But then again, since they don't run that many pay-per-views, it's like all of them feel kind of special.
That's true. Well, guys, I think.
Hold on. I got to read a couple more here because Whoopsie.
Yeah, read some comments.
Whoopsie threw a shot at you. Whoopsie threw a dart right at you.
I'm gonna get some shots on me by put up the socks. Socks hat right here.
Yeah. Whoopsie wrote, pizza doesn't exist in Chicago. And I'm a New York guy. Whoopsie's a New York guy.
Kick him out of the chat. Kick him out.
We're New York guys, man. We have the creme de la creme when it comes to pizza. So, but hey, we're going to come to Chicago, and you could prove that to us. Chris Steele Show is going to try to make it. Critical Sting is a full-time college student. Oh, forget your education. Quit school for wrestling shows.
The hell with your education. Look, I went to college. Look at me. I'm doing fine. But I spent time in wrestling. It's great. I graduated. But you can do both. I was in college. No, I already graduated when the last Bound for Glory came around in 2008. I had just graduated, not too much before that. You can do a critical sting.
Yep. Whoopsie writes, I'm going to try to make Chicago. Paul Nelson writes, you guys are the NWO. Uncle is Nash because he put the band together. Kyle is Kyle's Hall because he's cool, and Big T is the bodyguard. Big T should be Hogan, if anything. But what do you mean bodyguard?
Wait, I'm Virgil? I'm going to be Virgil?
That's what the lounge thinks of you, Trey. All the hard work you put in, that's it. That's what you get. Mike Larkin writes, as a fellow Long Islander, I agree with those sentiments about our beloved pizza. No, Mike Larkin, you used to be a Long Islander. You moved to South Carolina, so I don't even know what's going on with pizza. He lives in the South Kakalaki, and I can't even imagine what pizza's like out there.
Larkin, I thought you're still a New York guy. Oh, man.
Terry and Gordon writes, they will be in the same arena as Anarchy Rules 99 was in.
Yes, that is the Odeum in Villa Park. It's just a little west of O'Hare Airport.
Critical Sting writes, fuck school.
Fuck school. No, Whoopsie. You need school. But fuck it for Bound for Glory weekend.
Yep. But bottom line, let's wrap all this up. Trent, give me your favorite match of the night. I'll give you mine, and then we'll leave it open to the loungers. Ooh. Loungers, start putting your favorite match of the night and why right now, because me and Trent are going to share ours. Then we're going to read all of yours with your reasoning, and we're going to close just like that because it's got to end with the loungers, Trent.
Yep, loungers, list your favorite match of the night. Mine,
and tell us why.
X Division match, Rich Swann, Johnny Impact. Rich Swann, to me, today became an official legend. I think that was a retention on this big stage against a big former champion, and the performance he gave today, Rich Swann today became an Impact Wrestling legend. 100% established as a legend. I think his performance stole the show from everybody today. Swann Impact X Division match of the night.
Any downsides, any cons, anything that you felt was missing from the show overall, Trent? Because I got something in my head I'm thinking of that's been aching me the whole show.
No title changes, right, tonight? No title change. Everything retained.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking no title. Sometimes I like at least a title change to kind of have a memory, a change attached to the event, but it didn't really hurt the show either. That's the only thing I can think of if there is a downside.
My downside, well, first I'll give you my favorite match of the night. Even I said it before. My favorite match of the night has to be the Knockouts Monsters Ball. Impact, just presenting the women like that, just unleashed, unchained, letting them prove themselves. It made me more of a fan of everybody involved. Those girls worked hard, dude. Give them their props. So Knockouts Monsters Ball has to be my favorite of the match. I mean, the match speaks for itself. I don't have to tell you why. You go watch it yourself. But
absolutely.
You know what bothered me this whole show, Trent?
Oh, man, I don't know. What?
No Daisy Hit Squad. No Gamma.
Oh, I know.
You couldn't put Rohit in the X Division opener? Like, come on, man. Like,
I was like, why couldn't you add the Deaners and Hit Squad to the beginning of the show?
Honestly, a perfect pre-show would have been Deaners versus Daisy Hit Squad.
Absolutely. They have a feud going on.
Exactly. This could have been the perfect time to have like a gimmick match, like some sort of special attraction match.
It hurt.
Gamma Singh in a cage above the ring. So there's a lot of things you could have done. It hurt to not see our beloved Daisy Hit Squad anywhere on the show. I wanted to see a Gamma Heart Attack live on pay-per-view, but whatever.
Well, here's the other thing, Kyle, just before we leave here. There's no tapings in Dallas tomorrow or day after. So from the rumor is that there's going to be some kind of documentary, a recap of Slammiversary the next 2 weeks. And then
I know we have Fallout coming, and then they're going to St. Clair, July somewhere
17th.
Okay.
So there's tapings in St. Clair, but Fallout's before that. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's no TV. They have nothing taped for the next 2 weeks. So and
there was no announcement of Access TV. I was expecting an announcement of Access TV somewhere on the show. We didn't get that. So
I felt they weren't going to say it just because they haven't put an official word out. Things are still buzzing about that. We have to they got some. I'm sure they got some contract with Pursuit and Twitch right now. They can't put that out there just yet. There's might some deals.
Okay, yeah.
Might some deals to work out, but
Still
we'll see where that goes.
Stuff out. Yeah, but so now before we stop broadcasting here, Trent, the final word. We're going to give our final word to our beloved loungers, our gang, our crew. Let's see what the boys have to say.
What you guys got?
Funny that Critical Sting wrote "fuck school." All right, so we're gonna start it off here. Chris Steele Show writes Cage versus Elgin with Sami and Tessa as a close second. Agree with that. Mark B writes Knockouts Monsters Ball. Critical Sting tie between Elgin and Cage and Monsters Ball. Whoopsie, it's a tie between Monsters Ball and Cage and Elgin. I'm sensing a pattern here, Trent.
No doubt.
Terry and Gordon writes Monsters Ball. Rosemary's Crazy Bumps. Dick Togo 13 writes Elgin versus Cage, two guys who collectively weigh 500 pounds, transitioning between cruiserweight moves and heavyweight strong style strikes. Dude, the power bomb into the Canadian Destroyer, like, oh my god,
my god, nuts.
Insane. With all the heavyweight stuff going on and the Japanese style striking, dude, it was art. It was fucking art. Hakeem Fullerton writes, with all the changes, we're getting the favorites here, Hakeem. Stay with the format here, Hakeem. Dick Togo, no based Daisy Hit Squad. Sorry, Trent. Chris Steele, that's how I felt about Ace Austin. I guess he wanted Ace Austin on the show. Hakeem, Pro, Fatal 4-Way, Monsters Ball. Hakeem Khan, RBD promo. Look Alive Lester, Tessa versus Sami for me. They both proved that they can work with anybody, male or female. No gimmick stipulation needed. Whoopsie, Khan, L.A.X flopping. Chris Steele Show announcement of Fallout, maybe. Very possible. Very possible.
Very possible. Very possible for sure.
Very possible. All right. How do you guys feel about us going live? I mean, we don't have all the bells and whistles, no crazy intros and
I'll get a better camera. Your camera's not bad, Kyle. Mine sucks.
You're a little funky there.
I'm funky. I need a better camera. I don't ever go live, but I was talking to Cousin Brian, as we know, Cousin Brian from who filled in for you a couple times.
I forgot about that guy.
He was here. He was here tonight. He told me to say hello to you.
What's up, Cousin Brian?
He recommended me a good. I was thinking about maybe co-streaming Twitch once in a while. He recommended me a cool camera. Brian's a tech guy. He knows all that shit. So he was telling me one to buy. So I'm going to buy that camera. If you guys want us to go live more, we'll do live more for sure. I like
this, man. I like this live setup, but we gotta get everything together. I gotta get my bite board. We gotta have all that stuff together. We have to do some research. Probably invest a little in some sort of thing. Like, I want the live setup with the phone number running along the bottom, so we could pick up the phone on the loungers whenever we want. But
C. O'Connor, Kyle wants to know what's with your background.
Well, I am Kyle the Scumbag, so
he's clearly the scumlord, man.
Clearly, I'm recording from a scummy garage in the slums. I mean, you shouldn't expect any less from me.
Does that say DX on your wall?
That's old spray paint, dude. Who knows what that says? Who knows what that says? I believe there's an honor roll sticker up there, which obviously came from my sister. I never ever brought home any honor roll achievements. That possibly does say DX. I probably spray painted that when I was a young scumbag back in the day.
Chris Steele says this is the backdoor pilot for when Impact puts you all on the commercial breaks. We're gonna replace Melissa Santos and do this, Kyle, because we don't have any audio problems. We can everybody can hear us just fine. We don't have those audio problems.
Yes. All right. Let's get out of here, Trent. Now it's time.
Wait. One last request. Chris Steele Show wants the Sami voice live. He wants a Sami Callihan voice live. We're going to give it to him. We don't go live much, but we're going to give it to him right now because I beat Tessa Blanchard within an inch of her life over there in Dallas, Texas at Slammiversary. Now that Tessa's done, it's time for the world title. Brian Cage, I'm coming for you because I want everything.